I'm Soledad O'Brien. Welcome to Matter of Fact, coming to you from New York City. This weekend's March for Moms in Washington, D.C. kicks off a series of events to raise awareness about maternal health. The U.S. has the highest maternal mortality rate for a developed country. Each year, between 700 and 900 women die due to complications with pregnancy or childbirth. Even worse, Black women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die in childbirth. Doesn't matter if they're rich or poor, doesn't matter if they're college educated or not. And more than half of those deaths are considered preventable. Christy Turlington Burns is a model, a mom, and became an advocate for maternal health after experiencing problems with the birth of her first child. She now heads the nonprofit Every Mother Counts. Dr. Lisa Gittens-Williams is an OBGYN who specializes in maternal fetal medicine. It's so nice to have you both with me. So take us back to 2003, the birth of your first child. I'm sure you had top-notch doctors and care every step of the way. What went wrong?
So I came into motherhood prepared and ready for this experience, and I had a lot of options. I live in New York City. I wanted to have an unmedicated birth, so I had a midwife as my main provider, but I also had a backing physician in the event that something not go as planned. The delivery goes fine, and then there's a period of time where your body is still changing. There's still birthing that's happening. So I did not deliver my placenta as you normally would, in a very sort of straightforward way. And because of that, the doctor needed to be called, and I hemorrhaged. I lost a lot of blood, and coming out of the experience, I had a lot of questions, and I came across staggering information at the time, which was that postpartum hemorrhage was the leading cause of death for girls and women around the world, and that we were losing hundreds of thousands of women every year.
It's a crazy statistic, and not just around the globe. If you focus in the United States, while all these other developed countries are making a lot of progress on maternal health, the U.S. is doing worse. Why is that?
The reasons are really many. It stems from education to the mom, to multi-system problems within the hospital and the organization, but we're beginning to attack it, and I think that's the most important part.
It definitely feels like people are starting to have the conversation in ways in which I'm not sure we were having even 5 years ago. It was also shocking, I feel like I've used the word shocking a bunch of times already, that Black women have a mortality rate that's 3 to 4 times higher than their white counterparts. And often I think we think of that as, well, there's a correlation with socioeconomic status. But actually, if you adjust for those and control for those, college-educated Black women, middle-class Black women are more likely to die in childbirth. Do we know why that is, Dr. Williams?
Well, some of the problems are related to underlying chronic illnesses. If you look at the obesity map across the country, it's much higher for African American and also Latino women. There's a higher rate of chronic disease like diabetes, high blood pressure. But even without those problems, there's a higher rate of mortality amongst African American women. And we need to drill down on that. And that's one of the new initiatives that are coming out to assess whether or not racial disparities are related to this increase in mortality amongst Black women. So these bundles have been introduced through the Alliance for Maternal and Child Health so that hospitals throughout the United States can then begin to implement these care packages. So what the bundles are similar to when you fly on Delta and you fly on American. If the plane is turbulent, they tell you to take your seat and put up your tray.
Right.
And so these bundles are evidence-based protocols that hospitals can use so that every time something happens, everyone does the same thing. So the patient is hemorrhaging, so we call the blood bank, we put another IV in. The bundle helps you to recognize risks and then implement change.
You've been doing this work since your first child was born. Do you see progress globally?
Globally, tremendous progress. Incredible strides in countries like Bangladesh, in parts of sub-Saharan Africa. That's the thing that I think is so striking about the US. We were ranked 41st, but today we're ranked 46th. So we've fallen further behind. And that's what is, I think, begging the question. It's like, We made incredible improvements in the 30s, brought these rates down very, very low, and now we've seen the rise in the last 2 decades or so. And the outcomes are proven to be so much stronger when you have somebody by your side going through these times in your life.
Christy Turlington, Dr. Gittens Williams, thank you so much. Nice to have you guys with us. Appreciate it.
Thank you.